Side effect of chemotherapy. The core strategy of chemotherapy is targeting cell cycle, and these chemotherapeutic drugs usually target rapidly dividing cells. That's why other cells in our body, which have fast dividing cells, can be also the target of chemotherapy. For example, myelosuppression. Myelo means bone marrow, and bone marrow is the center of generating new blood cells. The stem cell to make new blood cell is called as a hematopoietic stem cell. They make different progenitor cells, and eventually they make all the lymphocytes also myeloid cells. The bone marrow generated white blood cells are important immune system cells. So hematopoietic stem cell generate myeloid progenitor cell, and it can make neutrophil and other cell types. These granulocytes are usually short-lived. Myeloid progenitor cell is usually very actively growing and has a high rate self-renewal and differentiation power. And these cells can be target of chemotherapy, and myeloid progenitor cell can be decreased. Then eventually the neutrophil and other the white blood cells are also decreased. This can generate the negative feedback and activate the hematopoietic stem cell. And when the hematopoietic stem cell expressed the high rate of self-renewal and differentiation, now these cells also can be the target of chemotherapy. So with the chemotherapy, now hematopoietic stem cell is also decreased. This whole the effect can result the chronic bone marrow failure and secondary malignancy issues. Another side effect is bruising and bleeding. Myeloid, the progenitor cells, can generate different type of cell, including megakaryocyte progenitor cell. This cell can differentiate and make the platelets, and platelet is important for the blood clotting. When chemotherapy is applied, both progenitor cells can be depressed. Then eventually it can suppress the platelet generation, so it can generate the external or internal bleeding. So this is a serious side effect of chemotherapy too. Chemotherapy also can affect the gastrointestinal surface. In the intestine, the surface of the intestine has a villi and crypt area, and villi is important for nutrient absorption. And those cells, those epithelial cells in this area, has quite a short lifetime. That's why the crypt area should make new cells and also take care of the secretion of the digestion enzymes. So this area, the stem cell, is called as the intestinal stem cell, which has LGR5 positive markers. So with chemotherapy at the treatment, now these stem cells can be affected and cannot generate and refill the villi the cells. That's why a lot of a problem for digestion happens. So this is also a very typical side effect of chemotherapy. Hair loss is another notorious side effect of chemotherapy. To make new hair, the hair follicle area has multiple different kinds of stem cells, and they generate the new hair and then let them grow. If the anti-cancer drug is added, those stem cells can be attacked and they die out. Then this results in the severe hair loss symptom. Not only for the high-speed proliferating cells, other tissues also can get toxicity from anti-cancer drugs. For example, doxorubicin. Doxorubicin's target is the topoisomerase 2 alpha, and this alpha enzyme is important for DNA replication. But there is another isotype of this enzyme, topoisomerase 2 beta. This is important to make new RNAs. Heart need to generate a lot of new proteins, also the mitochondrial function. Now, if this transcription path is affected by doxorubicin, it can generate a severe side effect. Another case is a neurotoxicity. Neuron cells has a long axon and dendrite, and these axons are sustained by microtubule. That's why if there is a microtubule of the effector compound, the taxane and vinca alkaloid, they can attack this microtubule structure and it can generate severe pains. So severe neural pain can be generated by anti-cancer drugs.